So it's 2024 and it's going to be a massive year for you property investors. What are the 3 top property strategies that I think are going to be the best things to follow going into the new year? Well, on this video, I'm going to rank them 1 to 3 and I'm going to go through why I think they are the best strategies for 2024. Stick around. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Sam here, the property investors broker, and today we're going to be talking about what I think are the top 3 property strategies going into the new year. But before we get into it, if you could do me a massive favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm on a mission to try and get to 5,000 subscribers as soon as I possibly can, and you hitting that little subscribe button and the notification bell to be alerted of all future videos that I post will help me massively. If you also wouldn't mind giving me a little thumbs up, a little like, that will help the YouTube algorithm and push this video out to more people. But anyway, thanks very much in advance for helping. Let's get back to the video. Now, the first strategy that I'm going to talk about here, which might be a little bit of a surprise to you, is buy to let. You're going to hear all over the news, and you probably have done over the last couple of months, that buy to let is dead. Well, I can tell you, as the owner of Grand Union Finance, a finance company that helps buy to let investors with buy to let mortgages, it most certainly is not. It might not be setting the world alight as it used to, but there are so many reasons to still be investing in buy-to-let properties in 2024. The real reason is the absolute basics when it comes to figures. The property market in the UK has been dipping over the past few months, and I expect this to continue in many areas in the first couple of quarters of this year until we see the Bank of England base rate drop in, and that should have a positive impact on the property market. But we are still seeing deals to be had in many areas of the country. When you couple this with the fact that rents are going through the roof at the moment because of all the landlords that are coming out the market and the lack of residential buyers out there, more people are wanting to rent. Competition is as high as it's been in a long time. So we've got the price of the properties going down, the rental income's going up. That means there are going to be lots of areas where yields are going to be increasing. So I think buy-to-let is still a really good strategy for 2024. The second big one for me is serviced accommodation. Now, I know this is a little bit of a buzzword and everyone's talking about it, but I think that if you do it right, you can really make good on this strategy. And the way in which I see my clients doing this the best is by thinking a little bit outside the box. Now, we all know, of course, you can turn a buy-to-let into a property where you can rent it out on a short-term basis, on a service accommodation, holiday let, Airbnb, whatever you want to call it, basis, relatively easily. And you don't necessarily need to change your mortgage if you're working with a mortgage lender that will allow you to let this property out on this basis. But you can see a huge increase on the month-on-month cash flow that you can make. But that's just looking at the basics. Many people actually still believe that service accommodation is not the greatest when it comes to cash flow because of all the additional work that needs to go into it. And this is where the second part of this strategy comes into play. The most successful of my clients are in the service accommodation industry do this, and that is that they don't just have a portfolio that they rent themselves as serviced accommodation properties on Airbnb, Booking.com, etc. What they have is they also have running alongside it an operational serviced accommodation rental company, basically a property management company that specializes in serviced accommodation. Now, not only can you build a team within that operational company that will not only then find the bookings, help with getting people in, but they will also sort out the logistics, the cleaning, of which many of my clients also have cleaning businesses, so they keep them busy too. But they will have a team that does a lot of that groundwork stuff for them, and their job is just to keep going out and finding properties to expand the portfolio. That is how you do it. Also, and this is not tax advice by any stretch of the imagination, guys, it can be quite tax efficient potentially, because essentially you're going to have a property company, a propco, that is paying an opco, an operational company, your service accommodation property management company, for the privilege of putting tenants into that property on a nightly basis. That's the way to do it, and that's where the opportunity is in 2024 in the service accommodation industry. The last one, and I think this is still the biggest opportunity in 2024, is commercial to residential conversions. We've been talking about this for a long time, but really this year is where we are going to see a big drop, I think, in the average price of a commercial property. Now, there is permitted development rights at the moment to allow you to convert commercial properties into residential properties. And if we are going to have residential property pricing dip, but not dip massively, but we're seeing commercial prices drop off a cliff, and we're looking at them doing like that, as you can see, the difference between the values of both on a price per square footage basis at the very least is growing. And when we see a bigger growth in between one type of property and another type of property in terms of value, that's when you want to be buying this one and turning it into this one. So there's a massive opportunity. You need to make sure that you get your finances in order. You're going to need to probably use something like development finance to do it because the work is going to be quite considerable. Find yourself a good team, find yourself a good mentor, find yourself a good construction company, get all your people in your power team around you and get looking for those properties. You don't need to be buying huge office blocks, the simple parades, you know, where you've got retail on the ground floor and offices above. There are tons of those around the country. They are ripe for the picking and they're going to be a perfect opportunity for you to grow your portfolio in 2024 and really add value and be able to pull value back out once you refinance. So there we go, guys. Have I missed any? Let me know in the comments if you think there's any strategies that you think trump any of those three. I'll be very, very interested to hear from you. As I said before, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. Your subscription will help me do that. If you've enjoyed this video, YouTube is working on its algorithm at the moment to recommend another of my videos to you that they think you're going to enjoy. That recommendation is coming up in just a couple of seconds time right here. So enjoy that and I'll see you on the next one.